Let's talk about technical difficulties with the podcast.
Hey, you know what? That's real life.
That's real life. So this is take 3? No, 4. This is take 4. We did 2 takes yesterday. Yeah. We just started this morning. Mm-hmm. This is take 4 on the Work Podcast episode 2. Mm-hmm. I think we're rolling out, right, Chip? We're good? We're good. Hopefully it won't die on us in a little bit.
Whatever.
Steel. Yeah, so this is episode 2. Mm-hmm. We don't really have an agenda when we dive into these, so we're just going to roll with the conversation of relevant topics.
Cake Pop.
Cake Pop. Yep. We launched Cake Pop this past weekend. We sold out in right around 6 hours. First time we launched it was 23 hours. Then Primal Fudge sold out in 57 minutes. Cake Pop sold out in 6 hours. And it's pretty good, man. We spent all day yesterday packaging orders. We got a few more orders to get out today. Which, another relevant thing, for anybody that's ordered and they've been frustrated with shipping transit times, we feel your frustration. Mm-hmm. We get the orders, and then we package and ship those orders within 24 hours.
They go almost the same day.
Yeah, I mean, we're super quick with what we can do on our end. But, man, USPS has been, I don't want to throw USPS under the boat or under the bus.
They're terrible.
But we have not had, I don't even know what the issue is. I don't know if it's because they're understaffed or if it's like a main processing hub issue, but yeah, it's been unacceptable.
But we've seen other food distributors or food companies that have also made public-facing posts regarding the inability of USPS to handle things. So we know it's not just us; it's something wide scale.
Yeah. So pretty much the majority of the orders from this Cake Pop launch, we sent out UPS, I think they call it UPS Saver, which I believe goes to the UPS, system, and then last mile is done USPS, because I don't think the USPS issue is like locally at everybody's residential address.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, I think it's their main hub. So I think by going UPS through the main processing hub, we can bypass all of that bottleneck. But let us know, like people that ordered, let us know when you get them. Let us know when you get them. Hopefully it's not crazy, and we can stay on top of things there. Because we've always been known for really fast ship times, and we still do everything just as fast on our end now. But I don't like the carrier taking so long. It's not a good look.
Because we still nail them out as quick as we possibly can. Ellen's here printing orders super early in the morning. She was here
at 5:30.
Yeah, she was here for several hours before anybody else even got here.
Yeah, she was checking emails.
Yep, ready to go.
Yep, she was rocking it. Ellen's a rock star.
She is. But let's rewind to, remember when we were getting the website ready to launch Cake Pop? Was it Friday? Friday before Sunday?
Yeah, so every Friday, so we always launch on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Every Friday, you and I sit down, and this is kind of like insider secrets right here.
Yeah, but that's the point of this little chat.
So we'll have all the inventory on the site, and in Shopify, which is what we use, the product, like for Cake Pop, for instance, it was a draft product. It wasn't active because it's not launched yet, obviously. So I'll turn it active for just a few minutes.
Literally 2 minutes.
Yeah, very, very short period of time, so that I can make sure that the volume discounts are working properly as they should, that the add to cart functionality is operational, that everything is working as it should, so that we don't have any hiccups come Sunday at noon when we launch. And I turned that on, and we were noticing that for whatever random reason, sometimes the volume discount would not be applied. So I was talking to my web developers, and I was on the phone with them for 2 hours. We were working out bugs, looking at coding and trying to get that dialed in. We got it fixed on Friday, so it didn't have any issues at all come launch time. But in that 2 or 4 minute span that it was marked active, it triggered an automation where some people got notified that it was back in stock. Mm-hmm. So we had people jumping on there trying to buy for that little short period of time. And I think there was 30 bricks that got sold of Cake Pop during that little window. So they got their bricks early, or they got them shipped same time everybody else did, but they purchased them early. What is that graphic? All kinds of crazy stuff going. So yeah, that wasn't good. And then the people that got that automated email, I had to turn around and respond to them directly and say, hey, sorry about that. That was a glitch on our end. My apologies. And they were all cool, which I appreciate. But yeah, it's not fun Friday evening going into the weekend, having a big launch on Sunday, and then the whole website glitch and crash, which is honestly, not an uncommon thing. Like it happens more than it should.
Part of the behind the scenes.
Part of the behind the scenes.
Yep. So if you guys got an email and you somehow missed out on Cake Pop, should they stay tuned for
upcoming things?
Anything else?
Well, those that are in the carnivore space that like the carnivore grass-finished tallow bricks, we got some more carnivore stuff in the works. And
what about the other super hot flavor?
We got a lot of flavors in the works. We got a very busy next 6 weeks.
Yeah.
The next 6 weeks will be banging.
We do have some awesome stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
The pipeline.
I'm excited.
Yes.
How do I look with these glasses, man? Does it make me look more studious, more astute, I guess?
Yeah. I feel like your IQ probably went up.
Yeah, I think my IQ probably went up at least 10 points.
Probably at least
putting these on.
one digit.
One digit? Yeah. You just read before we started recording of this news article, somebody had broken into a fast food restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Do you think that's real?
No, I don't think anybody can consume 25 gallons of anything.
Here's the thing. I don't know if I can find it on here now, but it said something along the lines of a guy. If you see the picture of him, he's not
a healthy guy.
Not a healthy dude. He supposedly broke into I think Burger King and drank 25 gallons of used fryer oil. I've seen it. A couple of different people have actually shared it and reposted it and given their take on it, but I don't know how accurate or true it is. So.
I don't think anybody can consume 25 gallons of anything. Like, I don't think their stomach would allow that. I think they would hit a
Why would you break in and... That's just crazy.
Yeah. I bet he had the shits, though, even if it was just 1 gallon.
God, probably worse than that.
Even if it was 1 liter.
Both directions.
Yeah, probably not good. So that is something we would not recommend people consume.
Yeah, so grass-fed tallow, probably better than breaking in and drinking.
Probably. It's interesting. Speaking of tallow at fast food, a lot of the fast food, probably not a lot of them, but I know, was it Buffalo Wild Wings and what was that burger joint?
There's a
Whataburger. Was it Whataburger? Steak and Shake.
Yeah,
Steak and Shake, whatever it's called. But they're transitioning to tallow. I don't think it's a high quality tallow.
No, if you actually look into the Steak and Shake, is that what it's called?
I think it's just Steak Shake.
If you look into that one, they're actually being thrown kind of to the wolves because of their low quality tallow and the other ingredients that are actually in the tallow.
So it's not just pure tallow.
So no, it's not. And it's a step in the right direction, but they are leveraging the buzzword tallow. So they're getting away with it. They're looking good in the limelight, but they're not actually choosing something that's optimal.
And I think their fries are pre-fried in another grease.
And Chip is saying their fries are actually pre-fried. Maybe like
frozen fries.
What do you call it? Like blanch, like not blanched, but yeah, like pre-fried,
like frozen fried fries.
And then
they're just reheating them.
Yeah, they're reheating them and finishing them off.
So it's pretty janky.
If that's true, that would be really, really deceptive.
Yeah.
And hopefully, and I've seen a lot of people throw them under the bus. Hopefully, everybody kind of understands that just because they say they're frying in tallow doesn't mean it's so much better.
It's funny though, because like I've seen a lot of, obviously RFK's putting out a bunch of stuff around that improving fat. I think that's probably one of the reasons a lot of these fast food chains are moving towards tallow in the first place. But it's weird because I'm seeing all the stuff on social about how people in our space, the keto space, low carb, carnivore space, they're all like, that's awesome, freaking rock and roll, tallow instead of soybean oil. Even if it's not great, it's a step in the right direction.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But then you've got a lot of people in the bro dieting space who I also follow because they're in the bodybuilding space. They're all saying stuff. This is like the science evidence-backed community. They're all saying they're taking a very negative approach towards that news. They're like, imagine, what was their quote? Imagine going to a fast food chain and thinking it's an improvement to have it fried in a different type of oil. They're basically saying like, look, you're still eating fast food.
They're just looking at it for the macros.
They're taking a very negative approach towards it. And it's like, I don't advocate for fast food for anybody, but it's just weird to me that their default is to like rain on people's parades and just be pissy and negative. Like I don't like. Common. It's super common, man. Like I have a lot of respect for people in the traditional bro dieting bodybuilding space because that's where I came from, and a lot of the stuff that they say and advocate for is totally sound. But when it comes to nutrition, they're just overemphasis on it's only all about the macros and the calories, and like the quality of the food is irrelevant, where the food is sourced is irrelevant. Like that's never really sat well with me. It just like, why would you not try to be better?
Yeah, like a calorie is a calorie.
Yeah,
is the mindset, and it's really not like there's so much more to a calorie than a calorie. It's where that calorie comes from.
Yeah, I mean I think certainly think so. But yeah, interesting stuff for sure.
Yeah.
We had a meeting earlier today talking about some things we got coming. I don't really want to dive into the apparel stuff yet on this because I don't want. There's a lot of stuff going on with the apparel. We're going to be revamping the website. We're going to go through that proposal today. But I don't want to
stay tuned.
I don't want to give out too many details yet because I don't know the exact details yet.
There's just a lot in the works.
A lot in the works.
Yeah, we don't have dates. We don't have exact plans. We don't have a whole lot of details.
Yeah. How many weeks into prep are you now?
How many weeks in? Since the beginning of January. Was it maybe the first or second week of January is kind of when that kicked off officially. But the first 1 to 2, maybe 3 weeks were kind of just baseline, establishing maintenance, not really doing much for manipulation. So what are we? We're how many weeks into March? Probably 1, 2, 3. It's about 2 months, right?
Yeah. You feel good about where you're at right now?
Yeah.
You do?
It's slow and steady, but it's going the right direction. We don't have any cardio in the mix right now, so that's good. We kind of hold that back until needed.
I don't like where you're at if you were trying to peak for your first show, but I like where you're at considering you may in effect be prepping until November potentially. Because like you got to kind of
be a long prep.
That's a long prep.
Yeah.
That's obnoxiously long.
Yeah.
But like you got to kind of figure out where you want to peak. And I feel like if you were, because your first show's in like 17 weeks, right? Or something like that.
But I'm still going to peak and look really good.
You'll still look really good. But
time.
I would, like if that was the show, I'd want you to be a little bit further along than you are now. But since you have so many shows after that, I think if you look great that first show and then you just progressively get better and better. Because like when I did my 5 shows in 23, man, my best look was probably my 3rd show, not my last 2.
Were you reversing back into that 3rd show?
I was not, because my goal was to become the leanest man alive, and I did. But when I got down to that level of conditioning, I didn't honestly look as good on stage. Like I wasn't as filled out. I had lost I got done like 151, I think, which is crazy low.
Yeah.
But I think my best look was like 156, 157. So I want to get you peaking and do so in a sustainable manner so that you're not having to heal yourself or look worse off. And then if we do, in fact, go until November, we would reverse diet you into the show. Which, that way you're filling out more for it.
Because the latest one I have as of right now is your show, September 27th.
Yeah.
So,
but if you go pro there, then you would qualify for Worlds.
And that's the one in November.
That's the one in November.
Do we know which state is that in this year?
I don't know. Last year they did it in Boston. The year before when I did it,
around, right?
Yeah, because it was in Washington when I did it, and then Boston last year. So I don't know where it is this year. I got to look.
I'm down for a road trip.
Yeah, down for a road trip. Yep. That'd be good. But we did a posing seminar last weekend.
Yeah, we did.
At J Street Gym. We did that. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. One of the takeaways I remember hearing there was when we were talking about nutrition, or Joe was talking about nutrition, and I think everybody else besides you and I were not in the ketogenic world. They were in the bro diet, carb conscious kind of thing. And somebody said, we were talking about meal frequency or number of meals a day. And they were doing like 5 or 6 meals a day.
Or 7.
And then I think, was it Joe? Somebody said, yeah, when I'm way down there and I have 6 or 7 meals, I actually cut them into smaller half meals and eats 12 times a day.
Yeah.
And just this morning, I was thinking, man, we take for granted the ability to be fat adapted and in ketosis because we can eat 1 meal a day, 2 meals a day, and we can skip a day. It's just crazy that you have sustained energy, your blood sugar, insulin, all that stuff is just level-headed.
Yeah.
And we don't have cravings or...
Plus, if you're eating 12 meals a day, all you're thinking about throughout the day is when your next meal is.
Absolutely. Before I was in keto and before my very first couple preps, way back in 2013-ish, I think, 13 or 14, I remember I had a coach and that's what we were doing. It was all carb based, and I was 6 or 7 meals a day. I was a personal trainer at Anytime Fitness at the time. And I remember having every single day I'd have to wake up and I'd write out a Post-it note on when my meals were going to be fit into the day, because I had clients all day, personal training clients. So I would say like, all right, I'm going to eat meal 1, then I'm going to head to the gym. I'm going to do my own workout. Then I'm going to have meal 2. Then I got to come home, get cleaned up, head back to the gym. I have a client. Then I'm going to eat meal 3, client, meal 4, client. And every day it was different. So I was always checking like, okay, is it time to eat? I got to make sure I have 2 to 3 hours in between each one. Oh crap, I can't fit that in there. I can't fit this. I'm gonna have to rearrange that, do this. And then I was rushing around trying to warm up my food. It was crazy. And like you're carrying this huge duffel bag full of food around and you're just trying to keep that 2 to 3 hour window consistent. And it's nuts.
The first show I did, I was a sophomore in college and I did everything wrong. Like I was doing way too little calories. I gotta get down to like 1,100 calories for a moment there.
Wow.
Which is crazy. That's the one I lost 80 pounds in 12 weeks for.
No wonder.
But that was before I knew how to weigh my food. So I did that entire prep without weighing my food.
How did you portion it out?
I got pre-portioned things. So everything I ate was pre-portioned. I got those little rice, little tiny plastic 1 minute rice things that you stick in the microwave. I had cans of tuna. I had stuff like that, like all pre-portioned, pre-packaged stuff. And you know those little oatmeal packets, like those little ones like you tear away?
Paper ones?
Yeah, they're like tiny. I remember being so low in my calories that I could only eat half of a packet at a time. So I would like have this little Tupperware, pour half a packet in and like stir it up with some water and like...
It's like 1 spoon of food.
Yeah, that was what I lived for. Like that little bitty half packet of oatmeal. And then like 2 hours later, I'd have my next little half a can of tuna or whatever it was.
But every time you finish one of those quote unquote meals, you're like, all right, I can't wait for the next one. Okay, I've got 2 hours. Then I could eat the next one. Then eat the next one.
I would literally be in final exams and like I was a slow test taker and I would like weigh my options. Okay, like do I want to focus on this exam or do I want to eat my next meal? I would literally in the middle of an exam when all the students are there, everybody's quiet, taking their test, I would get up on a bathroom break, walk out, get my food, stick it in the microwave, and just sit there and eat it, and then come back and try to finish, but oftentimes not finish the exam because like I wasn't going to sacrifice my food.
That's crazy because you're just fixated on it.
Yeah.
I remember actually traveling to one of my first shows ever, and I road tripped. It was a several-hour drive from Minnesota, Wisconsin, I think Wisconsin. And I had to stop at a gas station to pull over and warm up my steamed tilapia and asparagus spears. I had several, whatever the ounces of tilapia and whatever number of asparagus spears.
Is it tilapia or tilapia?
Tilapia. Potato, whatever. But I went into the gas station and the microwave was out of order. So I'm eating this cold
like
fish.
Congealed looking.
Oh yeah, because it has like that gelatin on it. Oh man, you can't even choke that down if you had to. So now I look at it like, oh, I had bacon, eggs, cheeseburgers, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is wild,
so
man.
different.
Like I would much rather, because like so much of hunger is psychological, and if you're eating that frequently and you're just thinking about food because you're thinking about, okay, I just had this meal at 10 o'clock, I have to have my next meal at noon. Like it takes people 30 minutes once they're distracted to like 30 or 40 minutes. I don't know what the research shows, but it takes like 30 or 40 minutes before you to like have a thought and then refocus on the thing of the next task at hand. So if you eat at 10, takes you 30 minutes from that. So you're at 10:30 after that time to like refocus on your job task or whatever it is you're doing. And then you're focused for a few minutes. Then you're like, okay, when's my next meal? And you start thinking about that. Like productivity is gone.
Absolutely.
It's done.
Yep.
So like eating one meal when the calories get lower, having that one large meal, actually feeling satiated, and then not thinking about food again until the next time you have that meal, in my opinion, is way more sustainable.
Yeah, it's super flexible. Like right now I usually portion out 2 primary meals and a fatty coffee and potentially quarter or a half keto break. So if I'm not hungry in the morning, I won't eat anything. I'll have my fatty coffee. If I'm hungry at lunchtime, I'll eat my lunch meal. If I'm hungry at dinner time, I'll eat my dinner meal. If I'm super hungry earlier in the day, I might eat all of it at once and then I'm good to go for the rest of the day. So it's super convenient.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Like, and you got to eat similar foods, like quality foods. I've been getting things dialed in. Like, I haven't deviated at all since, I don't know, when I got things dialed in. I think about a week and a half ago. So for the past week and a half, I've eaten the exact same thing every single day. 2 coffees with 4 tablespoons of heavy cream in each, a keto brick after I get back from the gym with you, and then maybe some pickles or something like that. But then my evening and second and final meal is 10 ounces of ground lamb, 50 to 60 grams of butter, depending on which brick I ate earlier, and then 5 to 6 eggs, depending on which brick I ate earlier. And that's been it for the past week and a half.
Sounds good.
And I'm already down like 4 pounds or something. And I'm eating 3,000 calories with that intake.
So
like,
you mean fat doesn't make you fat? Weird.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy how that works, man. Crystal obviously is, super pregnant right now. She's got her CGM in. She put her CGM in yesterday, so she's eating all that, and it's just crazy, man. Like people give us so much flack for like not eating carbohydrates being necessary. And that's just not the case,
It's just
man.
so much noise.
Yeah, not the case at all. Yeah. We always kind of go back to nutrition in some form or fashion.
We do.
These calls.
The big, just kind of the way it goes. But I've been doing somewhat similar. My whole week of meals is pretty much the same. So I meal prep 5 lunches, usually 5 dinners, unless I'm going to go out for like wings or something one night a week. And then it's just on repeat. Make something cool and fresh on Sunday. This week it's like Mexican taco bowls and fried eggs, bacon, ham, steak, sausages. It's super good.
Yeah.
Yep. Easy peasy.
When we started dialing it in at the beginning of the year, like I was super strict for the first few weeks. And then I started doing like 1 refeed a week with just a lot more food variety. And I got in trouble doing that, man. Like I was eating too much. My hunger was more rampant. It's like, I'm not in a prep right now, so I was able to justify it. Mm-hmm. But it's like, look, I still want to lose 10 pounds. I need to lose 10 pounds. I'm carrying around too much unnecessary weight. I just need to get dialed and treat it like a prep. And the moment I flipped the switch to do that, a week and a half ago now, it's like, yeah, this is 100% my home base.
Plus, you feel better mentally.
Yeah, feel better.
Why do you think your appetite was
just the difference in food variety? Was it just the
inconsistency of intake too?
Yeah, inconsistency. Plus, when you're having a massive bolus intake, I mean, that does acutely increase your metabolic rate.
Sure.
So, like, I'd have, 5,000-6,000 calories one day a week, and then I'd be like ravenous for the next 48 hours. And then since I'm not in a prep, those 48 hours was very easy to be like, okay, let me have another tablespoon of peanut butter or whatever.
Downward spiral.
Yeah, it's just a downward spiral,
watch
man.
the peanut butter, that adds up quick.
Yeah, peanut butter adds up super quick. That's just deadly. But yeah, getting dialed in psychologically is way better. Physically, way better. It's just way better.
Yep. All right, totally flipping topic here. Speaking of peanut butter.
Peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about peanut butter for?
We have something new.
We do have something new. We found a local supplier for peanut butter. So we are all about trying to procure our ingredients locally, improve local community, economy, all that good stuff. And there's another business in Fayetteville, Arkansas, just 20 minutes down the road from us. He's been in business for about the same amount of time we have. He's 33 years old, same as me, and he's got a family-owned business. He started it, but his mom was in there working. We went and toured it. He does all of the production in-house. He gets the roasted peanuts. He
actually roasts them in-house.
He roasts them. Yeah, he gets the peanuts.
He didn't used to.
He roasts them.
Now he roasts them,
and then he blends them. Whatever the technical term for that is, and then jars them or bottles them or whatever. So we're going to start sourcing our peanut butter from him for at least one of our flavors, which has not yet even been released yet. And that peanut butter is 100% tastier.
Yeah, it's absolutely phenomenal. You can taste the difference in, because we made sample bricks. We do a lot of sampling. Like we play with ingredients, we try different formulas, and we made quote unquote a certain flavor with the regular peanut butter and the other peanut butter, this guy's peanut butter.
That was the only change.
The only change. And you could tell flat out so much richer, creamier, better peanut butter taste. And it maybe added like, 1 gram of carbs?
Yeah, I think it added 1 or 2 grams of carbs because he does not de-skin his peanuts. So I think it's way better. I think it's definitely a step up.
And the only ingredient is peanuts.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Which is the same with our current peanut butter.
Yeah, you can watch the peanut come from how they receive it all the way through the process and comes out the other end, and it's literally untouched.
Yeah. So that's exciting. I mean, that might be my new favorite flavor.
Yeah, that's gonna be huge. The consistency on that one.
Well, the thing about it is like, and I had this conversation with a client of mine a couple years back, but like their guilty pleasure was peanut butter. But like, as we all know, that gets away from you real quick because you can put down a jar of peanut butter. And
nobody measures an actual 2 tablespoons.
Yeah, nobody measures an actual tablespoon. So like with peanut butter, if that's your Achilles heel kryptonite, a lot of people are just like, I'm just not gonna have peanut butter in the house because it's too tempting. Mm-hmm. So a lot of times they'll use like a peanut butter brick to satisfy that craving for peanut butter, but know exactly what the macronutrient profile is, and then not overindulge it, because they're probably not going to get 2 peanut butter bricks. They'll just have their 1 brick and be done with it.
Or they'll portion it out.
Or they'll portion it out.
Melt it down.
So they kind of satisfy that craving, scratch that itch, and then not deviate from the plan.
Yep.
So I'm definitely guilty of, if there's peanut butter in the house, and Crystal eats a lot of peanut butter in her shakes, so like it's always just sitting there in the closet or the pantry calling my name. So I think this will help me not, deviate and grab for the peanut butter jar.
Have you ever had Nuts and More? Those peanut butter and nut butter spreads, those high protein spreads.
I've had a few of those. I don't think I've had that brand though.
It's not like optimal ingredients. I think there may be some seed oils or something in there, but wow, yeah,
pretty good.
Super dangerous. A lot of those nut butters, like the healthy protein butters and all that kind of stuff.
I've got one client that sent me some coconut peanut butter from Hawaii.
Oh, I've seen that on Amazon.
Yeah, man.
It's spendy.
It is super expensive, but it's only got 1 gram of carb.
Yeah.
Whereas most peanut butters are 6 or 7 per serving. And because it's only 1 gram of carb, you could literally eat the whole jar and not exceed your carb count for the day, which I have been known to do. So yeah, I can't have that in the house.
How was your GI activity after all that?
Honestly, not too bad.
Really?
Like my body tolerates that. I tell you what my body does not tolerate though, and that is carbonated drinks, man. Like
Really?
I had a Zevia last night, and I like Zevia. But I had a Zevia last night, and this morning driving back from the gym, I had so much like indigestion and stuff. It's like, and that's the only thing that's changed. So it's 100% the carbonation that gets me. So I just need to stop doing carbonated drinks.
Yeah.
But Crystal loves them, so we have them in the house. I just need to just not indulge, man.
So you can't even do like a carbonated water or anything that's
I don't need the carbonation. And I'm like, I love those not LaCroix, Topo Chicos, but I've drank a whole case before in a sitting. I remember one time at the old building we were doing interviews or evaluations with employees or something like that, and I just bought a case, which I think there's like 12 or 24. I don't remember.
I think it might be 12.
Yeah, 12, I guess, probably. And I had that sitting there in the gym. We were doing the evaluations in the gym, and I'm just sitting there drinking them. And I drank the whole 12-pack. And I'm like, yes, I can't be doing that.
That's like $30.
Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know how big those are, how many fluid ounces those are. But maybe I could drink 25 gallons of seed oils.
Maybe you could. We should try it.
12-pack
That's a new challenge.
Yeah, that's a new challenge. Speaking of challenges, that freaking challenge that we started, that 9-month challenge with the members in the tribe.
Yep.
I'm excited about that, man. Like we did our first group coaching live call with that last Tuesday, and I feel like that was one of the best calls yet.
Yep. I was just
going to
say,
super receptive. So I'm excited about that.
And we've got a whole list of topics that we're going to be hitting week after week after week to kind of keep people in line, keep them on the right path, and get them dialed in.
Well, I wrote about this in a newsletter, but it's like I've never done group coaching. I've always done one-on-one because I take a very individualized approach with macronutrient manipulations, and like I want to have a one-to-one relationship. But you obviously can't scale that because I've only got so much time in a day. But because the challenge parallels the timeline of the competition, and everybody that's in the membership that's doing the challenge is going to have a similar goal on a week-to-week basis, because they're all kind of like establishing their baselines in the same time frame. They're all going through phase 1 through 7 of my protocol in roughly the same time frame. I can make those weekly live calls kind of cater to where they're at in that phase. So I'm able to kind of group coach in a sense. And I feel like everybody's on the same page, everybody's on board with it, and everybody's asking good questions and excited. I'm excited for sure.
Yeah, and there's so much interaction in the tribe that those people that do have a good grasp on it are helping coach each other.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of new faces. There's a lot of people in there that have been through the protocol or understand the protocol or have your book or your course or all of it. And they're chiming in, and they're super supportive in helping each other out. So it's pretty cool. Plus, the live calls include questions. So somebody might have a little tidbit of a question, and they can just chime in and ask it right there.
Yeah, I mean, the last, half of the call, whatever, we kind of make it open discussion. So like we go through, and anybody that wants to talk, we just bring them center stage and they ask whatever questions they got. So it's group coaching, but it's kind of individualized, because if they ask a question while I'm on there, I'm giving them an individualized response, so
it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. All right. How long are we in, Chip?
About 30 minutes, 31.
30 minutes, 31.
Pretty good.
Let's end it with something totally unrelated to nutrition, fitness, business.
Last time you threw just a random question at me, I wasn't ready for it.
Oh, about your girlfriend?
Do it again. Yep.
All right.
No, not the same kind of question, but just do another question.
Not the same kind of question?
Or topic, whatever.
How old are you? 44? 44?
Do I look 44?
No.
I was actually just talking to Caitlin about this.
How old is Caitlin?
She's younger. She's 29.
29, that's right.
Yeah. But I don't feel 44. People have told me I look like I'm in my 20s or 30s. And I literally feel like I'm in my mid 30s.
Well, do you, like when you and I interact with you more than I interact with anybody. Like we work out together. Yeah. We're here all day together.
Yeah. And you're what, 33?
I'm 33. So I'm 11 years younger than you. Do you feel like I'm younger than you?
I feel like you carry yourself older. You don't look older, but I feel like you're more mature. You're more leveled up in life. You've got a lot more going than most 33-year-olds. So I feel like the difference in age between you and I is not 11 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel and move and act younger than, I would say, 98% of my peers in my age group. Like I look at the people that I graduated high school with and like the people that are my age, and they either are doing good, like they're looking good, they've taken care of themselves, they've made pretty decent choices, and there's a lot of them that have not. And we've lost a lot of classmates. Like people are just, it's crazy. The older you get, the more widespread that difference between the healthy people and the non-healthy people gets.
It's crazy because like if you look at an investment account, the trend line of an investment account.
Like if you start early, and if you start later, you can never catch the guy who started early.
Yeah, it's the whole theory of compounding interest, exponential growth. Like if everyone's starting at about the same playing field, it's pretty much neck and neck. Like when I look at my peers in high school and college even, it's like there's not much gap there. I mean, we're all kind of on the same chapter in life. But then like 10 years past that.
Yeah, like when you go to a class reunion.
Oh, yeah. I've never been to a reunion. Because my reunion, I graduated high school in 2010, so my reunion was 2020 and everything was canceled. So I've never been to a reunion. So I don't know what that'll be like whenever I go.
It's pretty crazy.
I bet.
Like the people that were like the health nuts or like on the football team, the active people, the athletes, the jocks, some of them are like, you wouldn't even, it's just so different. Everything's just so skewed. Like how you remember them in high school, you know, the little cliques, like the different little groups and stuff. At the reunions, it's so sprinkled in differently. Yeah.
It's funny because I was thinking about Rigel, you know, like we're going to homeschool him initially, but like, I don't know what we're going to do after that. Like he may go to high school, he may go to public, private, college. I have no idea, you know, time will tell. But I remember thinking back on my years in school and like putting so much emphasis on things that just don't matter, man. Like
true.
The clothes that I wore, how jacked
like how
I look in high school.
What kind of backpack you had, and
like
just the stupid stuff.
What my hair looked like.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, like what so and so would say if I asked her to the, you know, the Christmas dance, like just like stupid stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like fast forward now, and like I don't keep in contact with any of those people. Like I've kept in contact with 2 people from high school, 2, and it's like none of that matters. So like all of that time and resource and investment and thought when you're a kid that's allocated towards things that doesn't matter. Like imagine if someone, like I want to do this to my son. I want to be able to sit him down and be like, look, be the best you can be, you know, care about the things that matter, but like don't allocate any bandwidth whatsoever towards these like superficial things that you're going to forget about in 5 years.
Brush off all that dumb stuff.
Yeah. Because like if, and I'm sure my folks did that to me too, but like I
we don't listen when we're that age though. Like
I guess
we know
so.
everything. Our parents don't know anything.
Yeah.
And now looking back, it's like, damn it. should have listened.
Yeah, for sure.
We
for
definitely
sure.
would have learned more had we been a little bit more open-minded. But
Yeah, and I had good parents, good upbringing. Like I wouldn't have. I mean, they were great parents. There's things that I want to do a little bit differently, but I can't fault them for anything they did. And I've got a really good relationship with them now. And I think that's huge. Like, I want to be able to parent my kids in a way that they respect me and want to spend time with me after they moved out of the house.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I definitely want to emphasize that. Like, don't worry, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yep. Don't sweat the small stuff. Yep. So, but we totally deviated off your question. You said, "How old are you?" And I told you. But were you going a certain direction with that?
I mean, it kind of went that way naturally because you kind of capitalized on how you don't feel, look, or seem like you are 44. And I tell people all the time that you are 44, but don't at all look.
People don't. I don't feel like it. Like if I were to look at myself right now, I mean, I've got some transformation pictures of me when I was overweight, smoked 2 packs a day, drank all the time, ate like crap, felt like crap, stayed up late, didn't prioritize sleep, didn't work out, and I look in those pictures older than I look and feel now, and that was probably 20 years ago.
What's crazy though is like when we moved back here. So this is the same town that I went to college with, and then we moved off, went to Washington. I met Crystal. We moved back, all that good stuff. When we moved back, before I had the compound, like I would go work on campus. Like I would go to the campus to my old stomping grounds and like find a coffee shop and work because I could just get in the zone. And I thought that I still looked like I did in college. And then I actually went on campus and was looking at all the other people, all the students that are there now.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, I don't feel like I look like that anymore. Like, I don't think I look that young. Like, they just look crazy young.
Oh, yeah.
So,
definitely. Yeah. When I rarely go out to the bars or anything like that, but when I'm out to eat or somewhere and I see the people that are old enough to drink, I'm like, there's no way you're old enough to drink. You look like you're 14.
Yeah. So I guess.
But that means you're getting old.
I guess that means you're getting old.
Yeah. When people look super, super young and they're not, then you're like, oh, yeah, I'm probably pretty old.
Yeah. But I'm excited about my next 10 years. I think that's another thing too. A lot of people think they're over the hill and they just start reminiscing on their like glory days of when they were on the high school football team. And like, I don't honestly give that a moment's thought, man. Like I'm excited about what lies ahead because I'm healthy, because I'm growing, because I'm building things and investing my time and resources into things that I'm excited about and passionate about. I feel like when people are miserable in life and they're just trudging along, they have no excitement upon waking up in the morning, and they're like reminiscing all the time about their best memories being something of the past. Like that just scares the hell out of me.
Yep. They're alive, but not living.
Yeah.
I feel like I have more life in front of me than I have behind me.
100%, man. And I hope that I'm saying that when I'm 87 years old still, maybe not more time.
You're probably not going to live to a 160, but
maybe not more time, but definitely like more vibrancy and stuff that still gets me going, so.
Never slow down.
Never slow down. All right, man. That's probably a wrap on episode 2.
Episode dos.
Episode dos.
What are we going to call this one? Because it was just a bit more chit chat.
What would be?
We'll think of something.
We'll think of something. Yeah, we'll think of something. But just a reminder for people listening, we get the comments on these Spotify and YouTube videos. So like this idle chit chat could
be nice.
No, be brutally honest. But like if you have something you want us to talk about, throw that in the comments. And this is a super laid back conversation format. So like we would love to do a deep dive on whatever questions or comments you'll have.
Yeah, or some hot topic that's just floating around.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Gregorone. Until next time, man.
Adios.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye.
So wait.
Maybe we should just call episode 2